Howdy guys, it is war number 8. We're up against CNR. And I talked about this a little bit in the last war video, but we are in a position right now where we may need to win the rest of our wars to qualify for Master. At the very least, we need to get to 6 wins. And heading into this war, I think that we were 2-5. So anyway, I'm going to be bringing in Shang-Chi and Apocalypse, and I'm going to be using Shang-Chi for 4 of my 5 fights this war, and then I've got Apocalypse just for 1 fight, and then I've got White Magneto to play some guidances for me. I'll talk through those when we get to those the fights in question. Okay, so Shang-Chi, we're going up path 4. You guys are probably going to see Void and Terrax on this, path 4A, path 4 in section 1. One of those two is going to be on this path almost every war, I bet. I think that we've seen a Void on this node, or on this path at least, literally in every single war. I might be wrong, but it is extremely common placement. There are a lot of different champs that can handle it. Mole Man is really, really strong, but Mole Man is a problem against Terrax because Terrax is bleed immune, and that's why he is placed. That's why they're paired together. You've also got like Nick Fury is great for that Void, but for the same reason is not going to be great for that Terrax. Shang-Chi can get both of those fights down in like 20 seconds. It depends on how much you boost, what type of boost you use, all that stuff. But so in this war, I am running full suicides. Now it does have a heal block debuff here, and you guys can see I'm like really crazy boosted here. I'm using a combat regen because I'm just going to purify that heal block right away. But look at the damage that I take right off the bat from suicides. Those are just globs of damage. So I lose 17% in the matter of about 2 seconds. And again, I knew that that was going to happen against Void. I think it's probably not the safest thing to do. Excuse me, dang. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really matter. Here we go, pop him with the SP2. And there are a few things more satisfying than Shang-Chi's SP2 in this game, in my opinion. Alright, so here we have a Terrax, and Shang-Chi is a really, really strong option. I think the Shang-Chi and maybe Elsa Bloodstone, but not really, I don't know. Shang-Chi is probably the only skill champ or the shrug champ that can take both of these fights very easily. Now, I'm using guidance here because I have suicides on. And this node does have whatever it just said, insult to injury, I think. There's a 15% chance per debuff that I have that my offensive ability accuracy will fail. Alright, so because I have that one debuff, I actually didn't shrug it with my cleanse, that's the first time I've ever seen that interaction, but it is definitely because of insult to injury. And anyway, there, I thought I had an SP2, so I was going to pop him and explode him, but unfortunately, I didn't quite get to my second bar, so we threw a silly SP1, lost some recoil damage, and looked like an idiot, but all is good. Very safe fight, and I think the following war, I actually took that fight without guidance, but I did have suicides off, so I just had that heal block debuff at the beginning, and yeah, in the next war video, I'll talk about that, but it went very well. Shang-Chi just really handles that fight pretty easily. Okay, so here I'm placing guidance. Now, initially I was going to wait to take this fight until the boss was dead. But I'm thinking, I took a Professor X on node 24 earlier this season, and the fight was literally 25 seconds long. So I'm thinking high ground is really not going to play a factor, and if I play this properly, at maximum, he's only going to get 1 bar of power. He might throw off an SP1, but he might not throw any specials anyway. So Footloose in that case won't really matter. So This fight's going to be over so fast that I do think that it's totally fine taking this length. Now, like Ebony Maw here, mcoc here, those are fights that will definitely go around. And initially, like I said, I was going to go around this, but I was like, look, it doesn't even matter because it's going to be over so fast. So we boost to the max with mutant boosts, and we have a PS1. Those are the two things that are really, really important here. All I want to do is build up to my SP2. He does have kinetic transference, but I'm just playing this 4-hit combos and then back off. Now here, I'm just going to wait this out, this footloose timer out. All right, perfect. Now I can get cancel his falter. I'm going to get off another parry. And now I'm going to go fully into my SP2. I'm just going to get right back up to an SP2. We're going to hold block to bait his charge. And then we're going to backdraft SP2 intercept. And that's the fight. So it would have taken about 20 seconds if it weren't for the fact that he threw that SP1 and he kind of stalled me out, just waiting for it to expire. But ultimately, very easy fight. Really, Professor X anywhere in Section 1, I think you can take him with Apocalypse. Just grab that charge or those, the horsemen, your 4 genetic code or whatever. Okay, so I am reading this node here. I'm reading this one too because this node is funny. I'm still running suicides here, but on this second fight against Airwalker, I'm actually going to start with a heal block debuff from the node, plus I'll have my 2 debuffs from suicides, and on this path, if you have 3 debuffs on you, then the opponent is going to be fully unblockable. So basically, when I start the Airwalker fight, right from the get-go, he is going to be fully unblockable. But with Shang-Chi, it doesn't really matter as long as you're aware of that, because you can just back off, and then you can either do a 4-hit combo into his block to go unblockable, or you can do a 5-hit combo into his block to stun him, and then you can do your cleansing strike, which is the medium, light, medium. So we'll get to that. So the first things first, we're going to parry, and then medium, light, medium to cleanse. Now I'm unblockable because I went from multiple debuffs to 0 debuffs. We're going to go to the stun wushu. I tried to reparry there, but he threw the heavy, which is totally fine. Alright, we're going to stun just so we can get off a couple extra wushu strikes or an extra wushu strike, and boom, he's dead. So, I mean, very easy. And then this next fight, you guys will see what I'm talking about. It's also an easy fight, just got to back off at the beginning. Really, the only way that this fight can go wrong with Shang-Chi, with him being unblockable is if he's just like crazy aggressive at the beginning and somehow, I get clipped backdrafting or something like that. But we're going to back off, and then here we're just going to go for the intercept. We're going to do the cleansing strike. Now I'm unblockable. I like to throw the slow wushu because it's only 2 hits, so it's minimal power gain for them, defensive combat power rate, but it also gets me an extra wushu strike. And that just, it's just going to help your SP2 damage. All right, and then you guys know the drill. We're just going to end this with an SP2 and the fight's over. So Shang-Chi is probably going to be the best option to cover the widest range of fights on Path 4 in both sections. There are some not great matchups for him, and there is one fight in particular, the following war, that really gave me some trouble. We'll talk through that in the next video. Here, when the boss was cleared, we were 47-0 in BG3, and unfortunately, we couldn't get the donut here. We did give a death. So we have not donated this season. We've had, I think, 4 wars where we only died once, and we just can't get over that little hump. Now, we did win this war. Ultimately, that's the most important thing. We're on a little bit of a streak, I think. This war brought us to 3-5. So our streak is at 2 wins. But anyway, we do have to win out to guarantee a spot in Masters. That is it for the video. Leave a like and a comment, subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you in the next video.